Episode 7, baby. Episode 7. How we feeling, baby? Feeling pretty
We
good.
out
Like
here.
the
We
GOAT.
out here.
Like the GOAT
making
CR7.
moves.
Like the GOAT CR7 in
yeah.
his
He was no
foray
good
today
today.
against
gonna say,
Atletico Madrid.
After today,
What
I
a
don't know what
legendary
people say.
performance from him. All right.
I was gonna clap the
you know
back
how
of
we're
the
gonna
next
start.
time just because you said that.
You know how we're gonna start. What you got on, Joel? Let's start with you, bro. World War III is brewing. I see you're
I guess we
adding
always
some.
start with me. So I thought I'd mix it up a little bit. In my
He's
travels
gonna-
around Asia, I picked up a jersey in every country I went to, including the People's Republic of China. And so I thought I'd get a little number. There's no one on the back, although I don't know how many people would recognize.
Okay, so you're declaring.
on the story though, because
Huh?
you went to Hong Kong even though you had a little
Yes.
detour in China.
No. I worked in Hong Kong for like a summer, and then I also went to China on a business trip, I guess. And then copped a jersey there in like some underground like market. This jersey was like $5. Is awesome, but it's great quality. But yeah, pretty nice. I got some other
Listen.
Asian classics to show next pods, but we'll see.
This isn't gonna help us beat the communist allegations from a couple months ago.
That was because you went on your Albanian rant.
But you know
Anyway,
it's crazy. So you're declaring for Team Russia. You're declaring for Team Russia.
I'm not declaring anything.
No, that's what it seems like. Team Russia seems Axis.
All right, give it a little rating. Just know that the FBI is watching.
Yeah, I don't know what the move is here with tensions so high in Ukraine. Like, I don't know if I should give this a rating, bro. Like,
I'll give it
it
7.9.
We could
7.9.
defer the rating if you want.
Is anyone on the back?
No, there's
Some
no
sort of
one on
legend.
the back.
No.
Would you recognize anybody if anyone was on the back?
I put like Mao Zedong
All I
on the
know-
back. Just go full.
All I know is
Just
that
go in
one
there.
player they have, Lee, is number 7.
I don't know.
All right, it's fine. I'll give that. Let me see. It's got some McDonald's vibes going. They have a tiger in their logo, right?
got a little,
That's drippy if they do.
Yeah, it's got a little, little something.
Listen, this is crazy from
Nike.
you. I'm gonna give this a 7, just like kind of down the middle, just because I don't know how
Kind of
interpret this.
Kind of disrespectful, but it's okay. All right, let's move on.
Faraz,
What
what you
got
giving him? No,
I
Faraz,
can't-
what you giving him?
I can't go higher than a 5.5 because I don't know how authentic it is. You never know if it was made in some like fake
Oh, it
factory
definitely-
or something.
It definitely was.
You don't know if it was literally made in China.
It literally was made in China, so
No,
I don't know what you're getting at.
the
calling you
originals
broke.
are made in China too.
I bet you all your jerseys are made in China. Anyway, Arby, what you got rocking on?
Come on. Listen,
It's a nice.
this
that's
is
a nice-
brand
that
new.
one-
This is that brand new Barcelona jersey. No one on the back because everyone's asked this year.
Yeah.
And now they're heating up a little bit, and we'll talk about that later on the show. But I'm a slut. I'm a dirty, filthy whore for anything different like this, like with a fluorescent light. Oh yeah, I'm the biggest slut in the world for that type of shit. Just get me a iced out jersey like this. Let this baby shine in the light. Loving this. For the people that are listening and not watching, we got to put those on Spotify, by the way, mister. It's a nice little purple one from the season with the fluorescent Barca logo. Too saucy, too
Yeah, it's
spicy.
actually a clean one.
What y'all giving me? What y'all giving me?
When they
That's,
initially released that kid this year, I was kind of skeptical on how it would look in real life, but it's actually pretty nice. I really like the fluorescent badge of the jersey, so I got to give you a solid 8.75.
I'll give you a 9 with that one. I like it a lot. It's clean. You look cute.
Yeah, I'll give
Don't
it
spit
an
your water out.
8.9. I like that kit.
All
Enough
right.
with these points. Enough with these points. Pick a 0.5 increment, guys.
Give us a
We're not
solid
trying to do
number, fam.
decimal addition.
Okay. I'll just
Round
round
it up to a 9.
I'll round
All
up
right.
to 9.
All right,
That's a
Franz.
9.
Last
What you got on, baby boy?
Because we know Ben's a broke boy, doesn't have anything on. So what you got
Yeah,
on?
I mean, I got to rep every week my team. This week, Chelsea won yesterday against Lille. We'll get into it, but this is the third kit from last year, Champions League edition. Very memorable.
Did they
because we
only wear
won
that in the Champions League?
Huh?
They only wore that in the Champions League?
Yeah, it was
Oh.
only in the Champions. No, not in the Premier League. And then
That's why
also,
Ben didn't recognize it, because Arsenal's not in the Champions League. He hasn't watched it in years. So makes
and
sense.
also, it was a gift from my little sister, so I also got to throw that out.
Hey, that's real. That's love.
Damn.
Listen, I'm actually gonna rate that at a
Damn.
9. I'm gonna rate that at a 9 because that collar is revolutionary for me. I wish Nike did that with some more jerseys. And I also love it when Nike does the little written out Nike, like the old school Nike logo. Huge fan of that. Huge fan of that. So I'm giving that a 9. I do think though the orange is a little bit out of nowhere. Like that's not really one of Chelsea's colors. Would have been sick if
Yeah,
they had
I
a different
agree,
out
I
of
agree.
pocket.
All right,
Pocket
that's
for that.
It's a straight up 4. I'm just leave it at that.
Bro, this guy's a hater.
Dude, it
Yeah,
sounds a
I'm
little
just-
biased to me, bro.
I'm
This
just
guy's
outta
a
here.
hater.
I'm just out of here with it.
All right.
Yeah,
Benny, what you giving him?
I personally don't like that collar that much. I don't
Oh,
know.
wow.
It looks more like a football, like an American football collar or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
not
like the
a-
collar. I don't
Bro,
like
it
the
looks
collar.
exactly like your little turtleneck sweater. That's what it looks like.
I might have to lower your
a
rating
little
for that.
different. I'll give it a 7.5.
All right. Sounds like I'm walking out of here with the W today.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
the
Thank you,
top today.
Barcelona. Might go get this kitted out with what's his name? Adama Traore on the back. You never know
Go
what's
get
up.
Memphis Depay, bro. He's always drippy.
Yeah, but he's like kind of dead, bro. Like, where's this guy at?
He'll
We
be
get
back
it.
Earth to Memphis. Phone home.
stronger than ever.
All right,
Anyway.
let's start with some Civitas news.
Yeah,
A lot's
we
been
got,
going on behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, all over the place. Let's start. Let's start up. Benny, get us started with some Civitas news. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, we made a lot of internal decisions about how we want to proceed. We had a potential, accelerator that we were thinking of being a part of, but, realized it was best for the organization, best for the growth that we move forward without it because, we are in the early stage of this and we do know what we're doing. And it's just about kind of taking action and implementing what we have in mind. And if we do that, we can definitely outpace and not have to give up anything in terms of just being part of this accelerator. And, at the end of the day, we still have that opportunity later on and we'll discuss it later on, but we're in a good place now to continue doing what we're doing. So, yeah, I'm excited for what we have in store, but in the meantime, we have a FIFA tournament that we are announcing from 2 weeks from now. What weekend is that? This March 6th weekend.
Yeah, March 5th to 6th.
Yep.
hopefully.
So we're gonna be releasing signups for that as soon as possible. I think in a few days from today, which is the 23rd of February. So stay tuned for that on all our socials. And then besides that, we have some more guests planned for future podcast episodes, which are going to be great to bring on and to really show how many people we want to have on board as part of this community.
Also, like
what else do we
different areas and stuff. Trying to talk to some ex-ballers, not ex-ballers, current ballers, like professional players, some people in the crypto space, some more, just personalities, like we did first guests with Dono and stuff. So we got some stuff cooking. I was gonna say to touch on kind of the accelerator whole proposal though. I think it's also good that we're delaying it a little bit if we do decide to do this, so that if we want to make a decision that really impacts the whole team or the whole community as a whole, we can kind of rope in everyone else once we have a bigger following or a bigger integral team that's really doing stuff on a day-to-day basis. And so rather than just deferring the decision just to us, it's a pretty big decision early on. So I thought that was also something that we collectively thought was maybe a better path.
We also really want to blaze the way. We don't want to be just one of the many football DAOs, and more are going to keep popping up. We want to be Civitas FC first and foremost before anything else. We really want to revolutionize the game and just the way that DAOs even operate. A lot of things are done through Discord currently in the DAO systems. We're even looking at different ways to approach it because, sometimes Discord isn't the best for everybody. So we're always going to keep thinking. We're always going to keep striving to do things differently. And we felt that, if we joined the accelerator at this point, we might even just kind of go into like that hive mentality and maybe approach things the way that other people are approaching it. This way, it's really, our personality and our insight, and we're really just going to try and do things a different way and just pave that way forward. So I think it's going to be awesome. And again, it's always on the table, and we're happy to work with anybody at any time. But this is just what's going on for now,
Absolutely.
Little by little.
Little by little, baby.
Anyway, you want to talk about the predictions that we had this week?
Ooh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with the Discord or not, but we've got little predictions that we do weekly for Champions League right now. Gives you a chance to win tokens. Last week was last week's set of Champions League matches. This week we have the new set. So I hope everybody is participating. You can win up to 25 tokens in those. And I don't know how heads have been doing. I don't know if you guys have been doing well or not. My predictions are a little bit on the ropes right now with Inter kind of shitting the bed.
You kind of did that to yourself, so.
And Real
Just want you to know
Madrid.
that.
Real Madrid. I still think Real Madrid can get it done, but we'll see.
We'll
but
see.
yeah,
Next
my
week's going to be
predictions
really interesting for this. But we also want
Oh,
to do
hell
it. We
yeah.
want to open it up to, now that the Premier League race is so close, we're going to get to that. But, open up a top 4 predictions,
Serie A.
maybe maybe relegation, Serie A, for example.
Yep.
We can do all top 5 leagues. Maybe not Ligue 1, because, who cares at this point?
No, it's a runaway. That's why.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Maybe
It's
for the other
crazy
spots.
because they have 3 of the top players on one team in Ligue 1 and nobody still gives a fuck. That's kind of wild to me.
And
They got
something we've been-
Neymar, Mbappe, Messi. I don't know what else they need to add to that league.
And something we've been noticing as a general, if you're listening to the podcast and you're a community member, but you're having difficulty maybe operating and figuring out your way through Discord, send us an email at civitasfc.com. We have our emails and our socials linked. DM us, email, anything, so we can help you out, get to the channels, get access to these predictions or
Yeah.
anything like that.
I think there's a lot of
And-
people that haven't done the
yeah.
verification, but are just kind of sitting there.
Do the
So,
damn verification, folks.
Do the damn verification.
I
Unless
need
you're all
to know
robots.
you're real. Oh, are you a bot? Are you a bot fan?
Yeah. Talking about
But
Talking about
in
World
order
War
to join
III,
the FIFA tournament, you
Robot
guys will have to
Revolution
be
style.
on the Discord. So make sure you're on the Discord if you want to be in the FIFA tournament. Or no
Yes.
FIFA for you. All right, you can go.
no money for
sit
you
at home.
either. We're gonna do a cash entry fee, so
Yeah. Can't
small,
showcase your skills.
small one, but
All right, let's get it cooking. Let's chat some crypto. What's going on, Faraz? You got a story for us today, my man?
Yeah, I mean, we're at episode 7 now. I think each episode we've had a different, unique little, chatting crypto section, maybe more on the micro scale and real world application. Today, what we want to do is kind of put all the things together in a virtual place, which is known as the metaverse. And what brings me to this is a recent story that I read earlier in the week regarding Manchester City, Joel's favorite club, and their partnership with Sony Technologies and their subsidiary company Hawkeye in releasing the news that they're going to be building the Etihad Stadium within the metaverse. And their main role or goal is to allow
Build their
fans to
stadium.
watch games virtually within the Etihad. What'd you guys say?
he said fill the stadium.
Their main
I
goal
saw
is
that
to
one
fill their
coming.
stadium.
No, but what they're trying to do is allow fans to watch the games in the metaverse virtually through an Oculus technology or any other sort of technology that they have. Now, Hawkeye themselves, like I mentioned, they're a subsidiary of Sony, and they actually have a present history within soccer and sports in general. They actually, I think, were one of the main technology companies that implemented goal line technology back in 2012 when that came into play. They kind of started that application, and they also have they integrate with different leagues around the world to have real-time video replay systems. And I think they have some sort of role in VAR as well. So they have some sort of history within this, and they kind of
Skin
know
in the
what they're
game.
doing.
Yeah.
What Manchester City on Friday of last week actually signed this 3-year deal with Sony, and they have representatives come to Manchester, I think, this week, and they're actually measuring up the different dimensions of the stadium and trying to get this into into the works as soon as possible, because I think their main goal is just integrate their fans more and to allow as many people to watch the game as possible.
So how do you guys think this will play out? Because this is sick. Could be game changing depending on how deep it goes. I could just be on my couch and then all of a sudden I feel like I'm there, and it really helps with the global aspect of the sport. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So all those support your local heads, they can go cry now because everyone's local to wherever they want to be now. If you love your team, you can find a way to get there.
These teams, especially these big Premier League teams, like in other leagues as well, they're so international at this point. It's but you obviously don't have that connection of being in the stadium during match day. That's why people travel halfway across the world and spending thousands of dollars to do that. So now this technology that's becoming more prevalent every day is just leading the way to allow fans to feel more connected with their clubs, which is ultimately what we're trying to do all in all. So it's a really cool story that just ties into the whole kind of theme of what Civitas is trying to do. So you bet your ass when we have our own team and stadium that we're going to have some, little VR stadium tickets that you can go and see your team, no matter if you're investing in Dubai or you're in Panama City, it doesn't matter, or wherever we have our team.
I wonder how realistic it's going to be. I wonder what it's going to actually look like and feel like.
I mean,
We
you'll probably
actually
look around and
mentioned in,
see, people's avatars, right? Because that's the whole deal with the metaverse. You have your own persona and stuff. I'm still kind of wish-washy on how it all is literally going to, occur and stuff. But I like the idea.
In episode 4, we actually kind of, when we were talking about Barcelona, I mentioned the Chinese technology company Tencent and their partnership potentially within the sponsorship deal. Their actually main goal is to use Oculus technology, which is the most famous VR technology right now, and connect that through the metaverse. So when you're sitting down and you go into the metaverse with your avatar, you connect your Oculus, and it'll transport you directly to the stadium. Now, I don't know how you get which seat you want or what visual.
I mean, does it matter at that point? I guess
it's basically.
Am I gonna be able to see Ben in the stadium? Like, can I go sit next to Ben and eat like a dirty English muffin, like a dirty corn muffin, wherever they sell it for stadium?
I mean, I'll
do you one better,
bro. But I think the whole idea is that you would sit in like an actual seat, and then you'd look to your left and right, and you'd like see other people in their avatars. Which
I'll do you one better though, Rocky.
Well, do me something.
They even have like their main goal, Man City, besides just watching games, is they're trying to have even more interaction with players. So one of the things they could do is have one-on-one interaction, like a meet and greet. Like you want to meet and greet Kevin De Bruyne or Bernardo Silva per se. You can put on you be in the metaverse, put on your Oculus technology, and like have him appear. And I don't know through what system or what technology they're going to use to have the communication, but that's another thing they can implement through.
That sounds a little weird in my opinion.
I'd slap the freckles off that freak Kevin De Bruyne. I'd slap his freckles off his.
All I know is if this happens, especially in Manchester City, I'm gonna buy an Oculus. I'm gonna pull up to every game, with my avatar, and it's gonna be sick.
How much does an Oculus cost right now?
I don't know actually. So if anyone wants to, fund me,
a few $100.
But how many
$200 is nothing. What? That's all it costs?
Yeah.
To watch games forever. Is there gonna be like a ticket fee to go to the virtual Etihad? Do you have to pay a virtual ticket?
Yeah, for sure.
I believe so. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that makes sense then. I'm about to say, damn.
But how many times have you guys been sitting at your home and you're like, damn, I wish I was in the stadium for this game?
Of course.
This
all the time.
sort of technology it will allow that to happen. Like it'll be the future. And for people who don't know what the metaverse is basically a connection of 3D virtual worlds that are put together. Like, and different companies such as Decentraland, such as Roblox are creating different metaverses. Like metaverse isn't just one large thing. There's different worlds.
I mean, Facebook, most famous of all, right, is trying to,
exactly. They're the most heavy investors in it.
Implementing, billions of dollars of R&D a year. It's more than
they are it now. They're not even
big companies.
They are it.
Earn just like revenue a year. So I mean, big things are going to evolve in this space. It's going to be 2022 is going to be a big year for this whole space in general. So stay tuned.
And I think one of the other big factors of this whole, all these stories we bring, and particularly Manchester City is such a big club, taking these forward steps in technology and in the crypto world, is that soccer and sports in general are just so competitive that rivals look to each other to make, when one makes one leap, the other copies them or tries to do something that challenges them. So as more clubs or more sports go into crypto, you're just going to see a trend of people following, of organizations following. And that's why best for us and best for everybody, I believe.
That's literally why we can find stories like this every week. Like we're not even looking for them; they're just coming to us, right? Like there's so much happening. There's so much happening in this space, and so we're just like kind of here to give you that front news, hopefully in a lens that you can kind of comprehend it a little more. But yeah, it's very exciting.
What's one game? I just want to go around for the panel. What's one game though in particular that you guys wanted to be in the stadium and never had the opportunity, or just it never happened?
I mean,
Derby de la Madonnina.
I think for me it was Barca Juve Champions League final. I remember being at a soccer tournament, watching it with a bunch of my teammates, and man, we all were there.
There's so many games.
There's so many.
I would say the game was it. I think it was away at Leicester where Company scored that last second goal with like second last game of the season when they had the title race to Liverpool. Dude, because like I was watching it in my like apartment and I like ripped my shirt in half. Like my neighbors were like knocking on my door saying like, "What are you doing?" Like it's like midnight. What are you talking? Like, oh my god, I hadn't gone that crazy from a live game since the Aguero goal in 2012.
First time I went crazy for a live game was the World Cup final, Italy versus France. I was a child, huge Italy fan.
Yeah,
Zidane scores. I'm crying. I also put money on the game. Yeah, I was a gambling little bastard.
How old were you? Like 6?
I was a kid. Yeah, I was like 6, I think. I put like $10 on the game against my uncle. So Zidane scores. I'm extra mad. I'm just like hitting everything. And then all of a sudden Italy comes back. I'm like crying tears of joy.
That's where Harvey's ties with the Albanian mob started. As a young man.
Definitely 2012 Champions League final. Didier Drogba with the header for me.
Woo!
Nothing gets better than that.
About it. So you're a Chelsea fan. You're not an Inter fan.
No, I mean Inter
Yeah, flip-flops.
never had that crazy comeback. When we won the Champions League, in my memory, it was an
We
easy
dominated.
2-0 win against
Yeah.
against Bayern in the Bernabeu. Like Diego Milito did his thing.
Yeah.
God,
I'm making notes for us. I'm
crazy.
seeing where your loyalties lie.
The loyalties are 50-50, brother. They're split
Yeah, okay.
50-50.
Okay, brother.
Well, it depends how he wakes up and feels in the day.
This is the guy who just talked about Italy when he's an Albanian. Let's miss me with that. Even
Oh
I
no,
love
bro!
Italy.
Like
You blame the
our
guy,
national team. When has our national team qualified for the World Cup, bro?
They qualify for the 20
Euros.
16
That's
Euros.
it. That was the first
Surprise, you're
major
just as much
tournament we
an Italy
ever
fan.
qualified for. All right. Every Albanian either supports Italy, Germany, or Brazil. Those are the three countries we
That's
support.
actually-
Okay.
I feel like Albanians have a big tie to Italy for some reason.
Yeah, we
Like
love
Mario,
it. Yeah,
like,
we love the
shout out to our
Italians.
boy Mario.
Hey,
True.
sending love to
Exactly.
Mario. Never met you, bro, but fellow Stipe, what's up, baby?
Arbiter loves you.
Let's talk ball stuff,
All right.
as we like to
Ball
call it. Huh?
stuff. Everyone's
Well,
favorite
ball
segment.
stuff.
Definitely my favorite segment, I would say. We just finished watching the rest of these Champions League, finished the first leg of the round of 16. I'm going to skip over those for now because it was a little lackluster compared to the first week. It was back, it was hype. The games were just unarguably, in my opinion, just bigger. I think the biggest talking point this weekend, which pains me to say it, is that Spurs Man City game at the weekend, which completely just blew the title race out wide.
Is it?
Open? I mean, especially with Liverpool dominating Leeds, winning 6-0 today, played their game in hand, 3 points ahead of City, only 3 points ahead of Liverpool with that game to play against them at the Etihad, April 9th. Book your fucking calendars. It's going to be a game and a half. Really trying to go to it. We'll see if that happens. But I don't know. I'll give my take on the whole game since, as a Manchester City fan, I thought Kane had a masterclass, which came out of kind of nowhere. People that support him kind of knew that, he's going to come back. And I kind of thought that maybe, except Spurs literally just lost 1-0 to Burnley just now and Kane played the whole game. So, wast the deal? So, how do you
I know what the deal is.
How do you turn up so many times against Manchester City, top of the table, and then you just they've lost 4 out of their last 5 games in the Premier League?
How do you not know what the deal is?
Game against City doesn't make any sense.
Bro,
How do you not know?
How do you beat City and then lose to Burnley 1-0?
Anyway,
Why? I'll tell you why. It's easy. It's easy. Let me tell you. This guy wanted to move to Manchester City. He feels slighted. He said Pep Guardiola is spending money on cock and ball players. He's not signing me. I'm going to show this guy that if you don't fucking sign me, I'm going to be a thorn on your side and I'm going to make your life hell. That's what it was. That's a Harry Kane grudge match. Because where was he today against Burnley, right?
Yeah,
And so that's what I'm saying. It wasn't
They
Spurs. It was all
offered
Harry Kane.
150 though. Like if Spurs aren't gonna sell for 150 mil,
That's
like
Daniel
how much
Levy.
more do they want?
That's Daniel.
It is
Levy.
what it is, but this man's
Stubborn
mad.
asshole.
Harry Kane wants to go there. He wants
I don't
City.
think City are gonna go for the Kane route anyway. They're looking towards Haaland now at this point with that release clause ending. They're even looking at like a Nkunku if he can come get his ball in this season. We can get
Hey,
to that
fine.
anyway.
If you want this
I just
guy to
wanna
keep
talk-
scoring on you.
Anyway, I just want to talk more about the game in general. I thought, Tottenham obviously played really well. They kind of
Mhm.
just played really lined up really well against Manchester City. I thought defensively we were really poor. We did not switch on when we needed to. I thought we made a lot of kind of individual mistakes, especially with the first goal. Ruben Diaz trying to play Son offside when he knows he's defending him one-on-one the whole game, like not as fast as him, even though he's an amazing defender. I love him. A great addition. The next Vincent Kompany for the team. He got that all wrong. And I don't know what else stood out to you guys in this game?
For me, I understand City play a high line, but like when you're playing against players like Kane and Son who can, who have that connection and can play that pass and are fast, like you got to at least step a couple steps backwards.
Yeah.
And secondly, last season, the whole reason Manchester City were so dominant and went on that multiple game run streak, which they usually do, I think was purely because of the center back partnership of Diaz and Stones. And this year he went back to Laporte. Laporte's a great player, don't get me wrong, but I personally think Stones is more solid as a defender. So why not have that partnership again? Like you're gonna dominate.
No way.
As an
No way
all-out
this man's advocating for Stones over Laporte.
an all-out
Laporte is
Yeah,
a world
because I think he's better than
I
defensively.
don't know if I agree with that.
defensively,
That's
I think he's better.
triple.
I think Laporte's a better ball player in general, all in all. He's also left-footed, and he's playing that left center back role, which is really important. It's good to have the dominant foot into that position of the center back. Just like having played center
And I
back for the
think
majority of my life.
Cancelo, that game, as great as he is, got picked apart by
He did not have a
Kulusevski.
good game. Kulusevski,
Yeah.
got to give it to him.
Ooh,
He had a
talk
great game.
about those
Offensively, defensively, he was tracking back. He was all
Yeah.
over everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
he had 2 assists, or one of them was offside then. that Kane goal that came outside.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about first, like, just the drama of it all? Riyad Mahrez comes in, no doubt in my mind, banging the penalty, top boot, redeemed himself from that penalty miss he had at Anfield early in his career away. I was just like, damn, this guy got us the points. We're good. And then we just switch off again, and Kane just scores that stupid header because Kyle Walker doesn't challenge for the ball. He just jumps into this man. Like,
Kyle Walker was
deflated. I was deflated.
No, I want to talk about Kulusevski, bro. Like,
all right.
First of all, this guy lost himself a little bit at Juventus, and we saw shades of the player that he could have been once upon a time. This is the guy that got hyped up and that earned that move from Parma to Juve. I think he's going to do well under Conte. It was cool to see even Bentancur linking up. Like, those two actually built one of the goals together from scratch. So that was awesome to see, because Bentancur to me isn't a good player. I was shocked that Conte even wanted him. I don't really rate him as a player. Then again, today,
my boy,
for shit to bet again. But it was interesting to see those two at work and kind of the mind of Antonio Conte in that game. But again, I think it was heavily influenced by Harry Kane's hatred for Manchester City right now, or maybe his love for them. Like he just wants to join them.
For the first goal, that ball that he played one time in, like what Lloris gave it to somebody just played it into Kane, expecting nothing, and just boom, completely switched it, reversed, caught the whole City back line sleeping. Like, I was like, wow, if we had him this season, there would be no title race right now. We would be in the clear without a doubt
Easily.
in my mind.
You guys
would
win the quadruple
record, like
easily.
It's almost like what could have been.
For a moment, can we shed light on Antonio Conte? Like, for our recent listeners, this is recorded right after the Burnley loss they had on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's weird having that take right after they just went and shit the bed, right? But like
I don't understand. And
I understand.
If you listen to the press conference, he's totally shit on the Spurs, the organization, the
as he should
himself. He literally said, I need to reevaluate my life and my position in this club. I need to reevaluate the players. I think
Sean Dice.
For us, bro, Conte has coached two of your teams. Why are you so shocked? Why are you so shocked? This is classic Antonio Conte.
Because he's smart enough to know when he got the job or signed the dotted line that, hey, I'm going into Spurs. Daniel Levy is a cheapo, okay? Maybe he's not going to spend the money. I only have these nice facilities. I shouldn't expect much. And yet he comes out and acts like a lunatic like he usually does.
He's an absolute – well, it's because he is a lunatic. Like, and that's also what was so weird about the Spurs move for him. Why did it happen? Why did it happen? That's my question. Because he didn't have to do anything. Yeah, I just don't understand. I never understood when it happened. That team is not built for his football, number one. Number two, just take the time off. If you wanted time off, his whole thing was like, oh, I need time off. It was actually because he was probably scared of Allegri and he thought Juventus was going to actually expose his Inter team, but it is what it is. So he ran away. So you probably just want to coach a team at that point. But, if you're going to Spurs, don't come here crying every game. And I'm sick and tired of this guy crying. It's nothing new to me, but this guy just cries. Inter lost to like a UCL match. I think it was last year. Sensi and Barella were bawling. This guy goes, how do you expect me to win with players from Cagliari and Sassuolo? Like, these kids were two of the nicest midfielders on the team. So he's a crybaby. It is what it is. He needs a giant budget. But at the same time, what team is going to invest in this guy? He's ready to melt down at any minute. It scares owners, I think. Like, you're not going to get the Man United, PSG, Real Madrid move if you're going to scare the owners like that. Like, nobody wants to deal with that.
He's a very emotional manager. That's very
He's
clear.
A great coach.
Makes it really entertaining.
He's a great coach, but I don't know how good of a manager he is. Like, he's a great coach on the field, in the training. He's great, but as a manager and as a player person or people person, I don't know how great he is.
Anyway,
I don't think he's a good people person, but I think he inspires. I think he still inspires his players. Like, there's this weird divide. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of like Mourinho, where there's going to be some guys that are turned off by it. They're like scared of the Mourinho challenge, and then other guys that'll step up to it. Yeah. That's kind of where it goes. But I think he's management's worst nightmare. Antonio Conte, he can explode at any minute and just pack his bags and go.
You guys think he finishes top 4 or Spurs? Who do you have?
No.
Definitely
After this, they played what? They played all their games in hand, or they still
one
have
more?
One more?
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Who's going to take that spot?
The City game.
Yeah, I think Arsenal.
No, United. I think it's going to be United.
Doing it at all.
United have it on paper. United.
Anyway,
on paper
we're going to have a predictions. We're going to have a predictions for top 4 of the Prem. I'm really interested. It's going to be really different. Not as straightforward as maybe the round of 16.
Yeah.
They'll get a little more complicated as we go on. But
Antonio Conte.
That was a big game at the weekend.
Sir. I bet you miss us, fam. What's going on at Burnley, boy? What's going on at Burnley, boy?
A little bit, but anyway, like I said, April 9th.
That was an anomaly.
Oh my God, April 9th or 10th. City, Liverpool at the Etihad. Mark your calendar is going to be probably the game of the season, domestic game of the season. Anyway, moving on to around the continent, we had some interesting games in Serie A, which I want to get your opinions on. Seems like nobody wanted to get a leg ahead in the title
Crazy
race
week.
this match week. Inter losing to Sassuolo, who are in fair, a good team. Milan tying against last place. I have it to write it down here because I'm not that familiar. Salernitana. Oh no, that's
You're not familiar. We almost bought these fucking
I
guys.
forgot. Yes, no, I forgot. We
Bought these guys. I put my dick on the table. They didn't want it though. Crazy.
Atalanta, Lazio, Fiorentina, and then Napoli also tying against Cagliari. How would you guys feeling after that Inter game?
Listen, it's great TV. It's great TV right now. Serie A is probably the most interesting league to watch in terms of the title race.
Yeah.
But that's not making my mind feel any better as an Inter fan. I'm not enjoying that. It's good to see that everyone decided to shit the bed all at once. Like, awesome. But you got to capitalize that. When you're champions like Inter are, that Sassuolo game, you can't lose that. And you can make a million excuses about Brozovic not being there, Bastoni. But, like, at the end of the day, you got to put 3 points on the board. And if not, at least get a draw. We were humiliated. Partially, I think it was too much freedom. Like, we had too much freedom in attack. And then once they scored 2 goals on us, we just committed all numbers and it just wasn't happening. Way too unorganized.
I think I agree with most of your points, Rocky, but I think honestly, like looking back at that game, a lot of the players were spent after how much energy like Liverpool consumed of them, because they did, like, as much as I shouted on them last week, they did actually try to make a committed press, and I think they were kind of tired.
Oh, look at that. It all comes full circle.
But more importantly, I kind of want to give Sassuolo their flowers because they beat Inter this year, they beat Milan this year, they beat Juve this year, they drew against Roma, they beat, I think, almost everybody in top 6. They drew against Napoli. Their coach, after they changed from De Zerbi, this new coach that they have, he plays a different style. It's very vertical. Their forward players like Scamacca and Raspadori, I think they're great young players, and they you got to give them their credit. And Inter they were slow. They were slow.
Hey, it's similar to that Harry Kane effect. Like what I was talking about, Harry Kane wanted to go to City. That's what happened. Scamacca and Raspadori and even Fratesi, all 3 of those guys, they're all bound for Inter. So when you play against a team that's scouting you, that's when you really show up.
You have that extra incentive to kind of the ball out.
Exactly.
Up, yeah.
And I think they did that. I'd personally be very excited to have Scamacca step up into Inter next season. But again, Inter very wasteful. Like we saw in the Liverpool game, very, very wasteful. You don't have that killer mentality in front of net. Lautaro, people like this is the guy at Inter that everybody knows. You can talk to somebody on the other side of the world. They know who Lautaro Martinez is because he's so hyped up. This kid's got to step up, man. Like he's been having a pretty terrible season, especially with Lukaku leaving. Like if you're going to be this world-class player that people thought you were going to be, this is the season you got to spend.
What, $80 million on,
$80 million. By the way, when that was happening, I was like, please, because I knew that like this guy to me is like worth like 60 at most, just for his potential.
Yeah,
not even worth actually 60 for the way he plays, but just for his potential. But come on, man,
I think
he's got to step up.
I think Milan and Napoli, though, they also really shit the bed. Like Milan, I think it was
especially Milan, bro. Like
there was some stat like it's been 30 years since the bottom team of the Serie A and the top team of the Serie A played, and the top team didn't win, which is crazy. They scored in the first minute with Junior Messias, and then they switched off. They thought this was going to be easy peasy, but no, that's not what happened. And
it's funny because that stat doesn't happen in the Premier League.
Exactly, and then Napoli on Monday night. Luciano Spalletti plays his B team when you need the points. Osimhen didn't play. Peter Zielinski didn't play. Like, come on, bro. You got to play your best players. Insigne didn't play.
He's worried about this Barca game.
I thought Osimhen played. He didn't play?
He got subbed on right after they conceded, like in the 60th minute.
Yeah. Okay, that's what you meant.
You think he's just trying to save legs for the Barca game on Thursday?
Absolutely. He was more focused on that than he was on the Serie A, and they actually have a chance to win it for the first time since Maradona.
Yeah, man. No team managed by Spalletti and Pioli is going to win this area. These guys are veterans in the game. Spalletti himself is a top 4 specialist. I have a lot of love for the guy. He brought Inter back out of the darkest ages.
Yeah.
But he's a top 4 specialist at the end of the day. He's not going to win any titles, in my opinion. And then Pioli, same thing. Like, and this is why these guys don't win titles. It's because Spalletti will actually step up in a big match. So say Napoli versus Juve, Napoli versus these matches he'll step up for historically. The matches he fails to win are against these small teams and these mid-tables teams, and he drops so many points to them. And the problem is those are most of the games in the season. Yep. So if you do that, you're not winning a title. So I'd rather have a manager that wins
a marathon, not a sprint, baby.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't think, to me, I'm still more worried about Juventus in this title race than I am about Milan and Napoli, because Allegri's come back before. Allegri is the best manager in Serie A right now. other than Inzaghi. And I think Inzaghi is more of a rising star. I think Inzaghi has more potential, sure. But Allegri is still undoubtedly the best manager.
Points, though. It's still 7-8 points, Rocky.
Those go like this, my brother. Those go like this. And if Inter can't finish.
Inter sitting in second place behind Milan, but with the game in hand, 2 points behind right now. So they are in the driver's seat still, even though there's been lots of turbulence within the title. So Serie A is heating up. Probably, like you said, the most interesting top title race across the continent so far, which you don't see a lot in Italian soccer because Juve has been dominating, and then you had that Inter obviously great glorious win, as you guys have put it, last year. But let's go around the grounds. Let's see. There was a lot of news in La Liga as well, with Barcelona having a pretty substantial 4-1 victory against Valencia. Ben, I wanted to get your opinion on Aubameyang's hat trick for the club. He's now the first player to ever score a hat trick in Germany, France, England, and now Spain.
Yeah, I mean, it was about time, that somebody really stepped up and he did his thing. Although I don't know if you can consider that an actual hat trick, but
he got it.
He got it.
Exactly.
Everything counts. Exactly. I mean, his first shot, unbelievable. Like, that's like exactly why they got him. So yeah, he really stepped up, and I think Barcelona as a whole finally started clicking. If you watch those goals, they were classic Barca goals, and that's what I was missing. And so if we're going to start, what? Yeah.
Especially the second one.
Yep. Beautiful.
It seems Barca's starting to finally have an identity again, the identity we know and love. And it's kind of beautiful to see, just like football heritage at its finest. There's still a long ways to go before they get to that level, obviously, or before they're even contending for the title. Real Madrid's kind of running away with it with the 3-0 win against Alaves this week. Atletico Madrid also winning. If you guys haven't seen that Luis Suarez goal, that's like vintage Luis Suarez, beautiful goal.
Wait, one sec. Back to Barca real quick.
Tell me.
I'm not ready.
You have the Barca
say,
top on. You have the Barca top on. You get your turn to speak.
I'm not ready to say anything nice about Barcelona until they can pull up to Athletic Club. That's their next game against Athletic Bilbao.
Yes,
Athletic Club, right?
I agree.
If they win this game and do well in this game, then I'm ready to say, maybe they got something cooking. But last time they pulled up on Atletico Madrid. They beat Atletico Madrid 4-2, and then they tied 2-2 to Espanyol the game after. So these guys are really just like up and down.
Yeah,
So if they go to Bilbao, I mean, it's actually gonna be in Barcelona. But if they play Bilbao and they win, okay, maybe Barca's cooking something.
We're gonna see. I mean, tomorrow they're playing Napoli, tied 1-1 at the Bernabeu. The Bernabeu. What am I talking about? Camp Nou, first leg, away goal. Is away goal rule also got rid of in the Europa League? I'm assuming.
I believe.
Yes,
so.
I'd assume so.
Yeah,
it should be across the board.
If it wasn't across the board, so we're gonna see. That's gonna be a really interesting game. I hope they can do it for their sake. But like you said, Napoli resting some of their star players there. They're just going to be too much to handle. My big man, Osimhen, on the front line.
I love that kid, man. He's so good.
Diego Armando Maradona. For me, La Liga, the takeaways from La Liga this past weekend, Joel said it, Real Madrid, they won 3-0, but if people watch that game, the scoreline kind of glorifies their performance. They were tied 0-0 up until the 60th minute.
That's what champions do, though.
And they pulled it through. Asensio scored a really nice goal, but this vibe in the stadium, if you were watching, was kind of really negative and pessimistic. I think they have a lot on the line.
It always is with Real Madrid fans,
They need a new star, man. And it's like Real Madrid can win La Liga, but if they go out to PSG in the Champions League, I think their fans will feel like the season was kind of a down.
Next season, like they're set. They're set.
Who are they going to get next season?
Kylian.
Are they getting? Kylian. You think they'll get him?
They're gonna get him.
I don't know, man. PSG is like very crazy. Like they hold these players down. Verratti's been like a captive over there. Marquinhos isn't going anywhere.
We had this conversation last pod, I remember, but I don't think there's anything kind of going to go in between that now.
And secondly, man,
we'll see if they win a Champions League.
I thought we're going
to touch on Sevilla, yeah.
Sevilla, I thought they were going to actually have a challenge this year. Like, you have a good squad, but you constantly fail. Like, you constantly either draw games or you need to win.
They tied this weekend, right?
They're a mediocre team, bro. They're Europa League merchants, all right? Like, they'll win the Europa League merchants. That's all they do. That's all they do.
That's a little butthurt, after 2 years ago, Europa. It's okay.
They're merchants of it. Sevilla can come put their Champions League on the table if they want to talk to me, all right?
I think for them, it's a mental thing because their coach Lopetegui even says we're not part of the challenge. When you're 3 points or 4 points away last week, you got to at least instill some confidence.
He's just trying to talk that to put Real off. Saying, "Oh, it's all theirs," like trying to put them, to misstep. But obviously, it's not working. Real Madrid a little touch above for them at the moment.
He's
I mean,
pretty
Sevilla's still-
embarrassing though. He's one of the most embarrassing men I know, I believe, because
Like,
wasn't he the one that left
the whole thing with
Spain?
Spain, yeah.
He left Spain
Yeah.
to go to Real Madrid, just shitting the bed everywhere he went. Yeah, I don't
He
know.
left Real
Spain.
Madrid.
he
Oh,
left,
yeah, he left Spain to go to
the
Real Madrid.
Spanish national team's
Yeah.
head coach 4 days before the start of the World Cup, putting
Yep.
Nieto, his assistant coach, in charge. Spain
That's a clown move.
did okay. I mean, actually, they did not do that.
No,
well.
they got-
Only to get
and then
sacked
he
by
went
Real
to Real Madrid
Madrid.
only to get sacked like a couple months later because of his poor run of results, and then finally had his saving grace moment when he won the Europa League with Sevilla against Inter. But you know,
still,
yeah.
But
still
also screw
L overall.
Florentino Perez for like doing that like right before the World Cup. Like, why did this have to happen right before?
Right.
Why does he care, bro? Why does he care?
because he's Spanish, is he not? Like, shouldn't he have some admiration for the national team?
Exactly.
Money, 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 baby. His first
He
and
is-
foremost
he
thing
is
is money.
Mr.
He's a
Money.
businessman. He's
Money in
cutthroat.
Madrid. Money
He's
in
cutthroat.
Madrid.
Money in Madrid. All right. Anyway,
One more question though.
tell
Do you
me.
guys like? For me, I think that the top three is kind of set in La Liga. Betis, Sevilla, Madrid are all going to get a spot. I think the battle is between Barca and Atletico. Who do you
Barca's
think is going
gonna
to
get
edge it out?
Barca's gonna get it.
I don't think Betis is a lock, bro.
For me,
I don't
they
think they're
are.
a lock.
I think for
You
me,
think
they
they're a
are.
I
lock?
think they're a
Because
lock,
Barcelona's
top
4 points
but
off of them, and then Atletico Madrid is also 4 points off of them. So I don't know if Betis, it could just end up being the big teams.
I've just been watching them this season. They've been great. I think Pellegrini.
anyway, we're gonna have obviously the predictions also for La Liga. That's a pretty, maybe not first place, but Champions League places heating up in that league. So it's gonna be really interesting to see the final leg of the season. Let's get to these Champions League games that we just finished watching. That happened on Tuesday. Chelsea winning, Villarreal tying Juventus. Vlahovic with his first Champions League goal in about 36 seconds. RB, I don't know how you felt about that. Atletico tying against United with their saving grace Elanga coming on to score in like the 67th minute after a Joao Felix opening goal. And then you had Benfica tying Ajax. I didn't watch that game much because I was focusing on the United game. But let's talk through the beginning of the week.
Let's start with
How'd you
Chelsea
feel
Lille.
about Yeah,
Let's start with Chelsea Lille.
how'd you feel about the Chelsea win? Overall, I thought it was pretty simple, pretty easy for them.
I think the highlight from this game, guys, was really the fact that Lukaku did not
sucks.
start. Did not start.
I thought
and
it was
the
that Christian
offense-
Pulisic did the gritty when he scored.
And the offense was so much more fluid. Like, I can't lie. It was high intensity. The movement was great between the front three. I think everything went according to plan. I don't think Lille is a great side, to be honest. I think Havertz truly is one of the next future talents of this generation of crop of players. He showed it in the Champions League final, and he showed it on Tuesday
He does it
night.
on the big stage, man.
Yeah, and I think
Club World Cup win against Palmeiras.
I think there were two outstanding performances in our team on Tuesday night. One was, of course, N'Golo Kante. He showed why he's one of the best box-to-box midfielders of this generation. And secondly is the guy who ages like fine wine, Thiago Silva. Love that guy. Phenomenal player.
The fact that they signed him for free is phenomenal at that point. Looking around, Manchester United probably scratching their eyes out that they didn't at least look at him a little more.
I think we gotta. I think our goal should be the semifinals at least. Like, despite even whoever we draw. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, I think Chelsea has the quality to get that far. They have the depth to do it. Personally, enjoying Lukaku's downfall, enjoying Conte's downfall. Anybody that stands against me, they will fall. So happy about that. But seriously, on a serious note, very boring game. I thought Chelsea kind of had it locked. Lille didn't do much. Jonathan David, he's like seen as this giant star. Maybe Canadians just love this kid to death. He's had his moments in his career so far. He's shown flashes of brilliance, but I'm kind of putting him in the same boat as Lautaro for now, where it's like they have this potential, but they gotta get the end product going. This kid hasn't scored in this calendar year yet, I think. So he's really got to turn up this season and do more. He's got to do a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, Lille kind of fallen off, obviously, compared to their performance last year, which was phenomenal in Ligue 1. Stealing that from PSG is always a great feat. But I think they're happy. I don't think they're really, expecting to get through against Chelsea. So I think they're kind of happy. They just want to kind of go out with a bang. Already 2-0 down when they played the bridge. Maybe they can snatch a result at home, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
To be fair to them, like they kind of got lucky to be in this position. They did not win any of their first 3 Champions League group stage matches, and then suddenly finished top of the group.
Well, they were in a pretty topsy-turvy table.
They're in 11th place right now in Ligue 1.
I mean, would you rather be, win the league one year and then finish 11th the next year, or finish second twice? So, I feel them, but
I'd rather win, but still.
Burak Yilmaz, shout out to my Turkish
Villarreal dominated though. Let's go to that game. I think I was watching that game on the side on my laptop.
Although 36 seconds in, Arby, who scored the opening goal of the Villarreal game?
not answering that question, bro.
The
wasn't
Serbian goat.
What a touch, what a turn, what a shot. It was an instinctive finish. He wasn't even looking at the goal when he shot it. After that, I don't think Juve played that well. I think Villarreal definitely dominated the game, especially at home. And they got, at least one goal to show for their efforts. It's going to be really interesting going back to the line.
Listen, Vlahovic cost 75 million. If Vlahovic can't score those goals, why are you paying 75 million? So he's doing his job. If my mailman comes to the door and delivers my mail, I'm not waiting there every day. Being like,
he was the only bright spark, though. Like, if you watch that game, he was the only bright spark for Juve. His work rate was really incredible for me.
I feel like he plays. I feel like he plays well, and Dybala plays kind of under him. Why is he not playing more?
Dybala, I think, is injured, and this whole season he's at contract.
I think he just got.
I know that. I know the contract.
Dybala's an injured wreck, bro. Like, and it's a shame. He's such a good player. He's so talented, but
I get rid of him. I get rid of him. He's asking for too much money.
Where would he go?
Inter wants him.
Yeah, Inter wants him, but I don't want.
I heard a rumor about Barca wanting him.
Barca would be awesome. That'd be a great fit too.
Where Barca getting his cash, bro?
Money
neutral, loaning out money to them. What the fuck's going on?
They're gonna sell like 7 players to like be able to pay for this guy's wages or something. I don't even to sign him, to register him, whatever the hell they do. But the Juve Villarreal game, I was a bit shocked, honestly.
Villarreal.
Okay, don't be so slutty to me, bro. I might kiss you if you speak so beautiful to me. But Allegri to me is a Champions League specialist. He's gone to the finals quite a few times. He's lost to the Spanish teams both times. But at the same time, I was kind of shocked by his performance. I thought that they were going to walk this one. And I know that you had believe in Villarreal. Some of you think that they can get it done. I still think
I picked Juve to go through. So
okay, good. Then it must be our boy Sosa.
I picked Juve.
Yeah, all right, good. Okay, it must be our boy Sosa, or else I'm hearing voices. I might be hearing voices.
Whose son is going to make the difference? Mark my words, Vlahovic. Pull up.
I think he will make the difference. I think they're definitely going to go through this tie. But yeah, we'll see.
Moise Kean. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god. Round of 16 in Champions League is definitely not as enticing as a quarterfinal, just because you can have same countries playing each other, and that's where big heads start to clash.
I hate. You know what? Let me go on a tangent. I hate when same country teams play each other. Some people love it. Some people. I hate it. You know why?
I hate it too.
Because I can watch that matchup at least twice a year.
Yeah,
at least twice a year they're going to play each other in the league. Like, give me something sexy, like something I can't really have.
Roma.
I agree.
Dude, every time when Barcelona played Real Madrid, that one semifinal, like you were salivating.
No, Barcelona different. Barcelona
different. Prime.
I wasn't salivating. I'm like, I can watch this twice in La Liga, then I can watch it in the Copa del Rey. Something like I watch it. I see that game a lot.
Through our lifetimes, we did not have a Champions League final. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Messi, Ronaldo is a crime, and it had so many opportunities of arriving.
Okay,
they all went to the semifinals.
I agree with Rocky,
for like
man.
8 years.
It's boring, bro.
Maybe I've had some bad experiences because Chelsea, Liverpool knocked us out in the early 2000s or mid 2000s so many times, and then there was that 1 year, Rocky. What?
I've had bad experiences, bro.
Yeah, okay.
City, Liverpool.
Oh yeah.
You support a fake club.
Shut the fuck up.
You support a fake club. That's okay. And then that 1 year, Rocky, remember when AC Milan beat us at home, but we got a 3-0 automatic loss because one of our fans threw the bottle at one of their players in 2007? Yep.
Yeah. Also, like that's what the Derby del Madrid is. We're throwing flares at people's heads. Yeah. We're out here. So if you can't handle that, then don't book the match. All right. Don't book the match.
Heat.
That's what that match is.
The kitchen. All right. Anyway, that finished 1-1. We got the return leg in a couple weeks' time. Like I said, in Torino. Let's talk about the games today. I don't know how many people really watched the Ajax Benfica game. I'm sure it was a great game. A holler with 2 goals.
It was really good.
Taking his tally up to 12 goals in the Champions League this season. Or am I wrong? He scored 10 in the Champions League this season?
Who has 10?
Aller. Sebastian Aller.
I love Aller. I love Aller. I was sad when he went to the Premier League because I think he could have went to a better team, bro.
Why did he not fit in at West Ham, though?
Because
I'm reading a little bit about it.
I think he didn't fit in West Ham because Premier League football is a very different beast. Okay, it's the speed and the physicality are 2 things, and it's not as technical as other forms of football. Like the Bundesliga, he had more space, and him and Jovic had a really deadly partnership at Frankfurt. Okay, so if you watch him at Frankfurt, I actually think he was a better player compared to Jovic. Jovic got the big move to Real Madrid, but I thought Haller was the better player, and I loved watching him, and I think he did today.
Look at West Ham's striker that they're relying on now. It's Antonio. Antonio is a beast. He is not
physically
very technically gifted.
Yep, he's just a beast physically.
But
it's just the game.
He's their all-time top goal scorer for the Hammers. Anyway,
we'll
see them in the Champions League next season if they get 4th place. Woo!
But yeah, I can't say enough about Aller, though. I love this kid, and I think he can get another big move if he plays his cards right.
I kind of think he's overrated, and he takes advantage of the system. So
I think
Ajax this year is really talented, and they're good. They're a good unit. This game, I kind of focused on that one more. It was more interesting than the United game.
Wow.
But Benfica up. Shout out to
All right, hipster.
Shout out to Yaramchuk. After he scored, he pulled off his shirt and showed his Ukrainian pride. Benfica, they played well. Darwin Núñez is a beast, I think, from Uruguay.
Oh, I love that
think
kid.
Ajax is going to take it home
Yeah.
in Amsterdam.
In Amsterdam, we'll see that 3 weeks time.
I think Ajax goes through. I also think it's an interesting matchup. Like it's a fun, like very balanced matchup, and you don't really know what's going to happen.
I mean,
And on
so
one hand,
much
I
is
love those. On one hand, I love those, but then I'm like, damn, like I got to play against Liverpool. One of these two bums gets to go through. Like that kind of makes me mad at the same time. But that's the game.
PSG Real
That's the
Madrid,
game.
How do you feel about that? Like, how do you think they feel?
Yeah,
about
exactly.
That?
One of
Like,
those teams going out. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, the headline game of this Champions League day was definitely Atletico Madrid against Manchester United. Finished 1-1 at the Wanda Metropolitano, with Joao Felix scoring early in like the 7th minute, and then Elanga coming on to score. United played terribly, bro. I'm not.
Oh
gonna lie.
man, that game was
They're
terrible.
Good.
That was a
They're
terrible
abysmal
game
to watch.
Yeah.
That was a tough
I
game to
agree.
watch. That was a tough game to watch.
Ben, what'd you think?
Go ahead, Benny. Tell us.
Yeah, I think both teams are just in general this season not playing good football. So it was a bit of a shit show of a game. And that's my honest opinion. Like I don't think there was much more than that. 2 average goals.
Yeah.
I mean, Felix with a nice header, but
Dude,
I don't know.
I don't
Nothing
know.
special at all from this game.
The fall of Jan Oblak this season has been tremendous because he should have saved that goal 10 times out of 100. Whatever.
What's in the water in Slovenia, bro? These
I
keepers
don't know
don't have
what's-
any shelf
I
life.
don't know what's going
There's
on.
this
Like he tried to
crazy
save it with
stat,
his foot
man.
and he couldn't do it. But what?
There's
Wow.
this crazy stat about Oblak. Apparently, he conceded more goals than he had goals he should have saved. Like saved shots were less than conceded goals, which kind of blows my
Wow.
mind.
Wow.
That's nuts. Dude, and then last season, the seasons before, he was like out and out the best goalkeeper.
him and
in
Handanovic
La
need to
Liga,
retire.
in the world, almost like.
I think Atletico, they started really well. They kind of needed that initial bounce from the start. But
Yeah.
United's first half awful, second half a little bit better. Harry Maguire completely at fault for the Joao Felix goal, just let the guys streak through the middle.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Both of these clubs, like Ben said, they're in shambles. Who knows?
I also
what's
thought
gonna happen?
Varane had a pretty bad game.
United-
Giving the ball away right, left, and center, trying to make back passes that weren't going all the way to De Gea. Didn't even know when goal kicks were being taken. Like, I don't
That was
know
wild.
what's up with that man.
He's
But,
a professional. That's wild.
Do you guys think?
But that's not Varane. That's just Manchester United. I
Yeah,
don't
they're
know
kind
what's going on.
of a mess. But
Like-
listen, if United doesn't go through, then I might actually agree with people and say Ronaldo's finished. But Ronaldo, Atletico is like this guy's heroin. This guy slaps Atletico any which way, especially in the Champions League. He fiends off of it. I expect United to go through. I expect a Ronaldo masterclass in the second leg, and if we don't get it, oh man,
Dude, the
oh
amount of
man,
confidence
it
I
might be
had-
time to hang him up, Cristiano.
the
If
amount
we
of
don't get
confidence I
it.
had 3 seasons ago when Atletico was up 2-0 in the first leg to Juventus, like I was like, oh my god, it's
Same.
done, bro. And
Oh,
I
bro.
was literally, I remember I was in England at the time, and I had gone to the quarterfinal game. The round of 16, Shakhtar versus Manchester City at the Etihad. My first game at the Etihad. I was hyped, and I was just looking. We won like 7-0. I was having a great time. I was freezing my ass off, and I was looking at my phone, and I was like 1-0, Cristiano Ronaldo. I was like, god damn. Like enjoying the game. I check it again, 2-0. I check it again, 3-0. I left the stadium pissed. Like,
Oh man, well that game was a perfect storm because what happened after that game, I think it was a commentator or one of the news pundits that asked Ronaldo about the game, and he flips and he loses it, and he goes, "I have more Champions League than these guys." I forget. He had like a
That was
crazy.
the first leg.
Yeah, I
That was
remember
the
Yeah,
that.
the
Yeah,
first
like
leg.
the
That's what I
first
meant. So in the first leg, he goes, "I have more Champions League than these guys like have appeared." I don't know. What did he say? Do you remember exactly what he said?
no,
Yeah,
but
he
he
had
has,
it. He said, I have more Champions Leagues than all of you guys combined or something like that.
Yeah, he says that. Simeone also did his cock and ball celebration in this man's face.
Yeah,
the
Simeone
cojones.
thought he had a lock too. So what is Cristiano Ronaldo? And this is where we talk about mentality, right? Cristiano Ronaldo had the perfect storm brewed in front of him. He said, "I don't even give a fuck. I'm going hard." Pulls up next game, just dominates them. Does the cock and ball right back to Simeone. Just fucks him
the
in
ball
the face.
stuff.
Ball stuff right to Simeone's face, bro. Insane mentality. This guy's a warrior, and
Yeah,
I think we're going to see more
That
of
was
that.
3 years ago, man, and I love Cristiano, and I kind of predicted that he would do that game. I don't see him.
You didn't
pulling
predict
a
he'd
hat
do
trick.
that.
I don't see him pulling a hat trick this game, or even scoring 2 goals. I think
No,
United
I
are
don't
gonna
think he'll
edge
pull a
him
hat trick, but
slightly.
I think he's going to
Slightly.
score a goal. I think he's putting United through to the next round. I think United
Okay.
goes through.
I'll
We'll
I
accept
see
think
how
that.
it goes,
That's
dude.
fair.
Cristiano Ronaldo, for those of you who don't know, he has knocked Atletico Madrid out of the Champions League 5 of the last 7 Champions Leagues. Is he going to make it 6 or 8 this year? We will see in 3 weeks' time.
He has 12
at Old
What a
Trafford.
stat.
He has 12 goals against him in La Liga, and he played in La Liga for 8 years, and he has 7 goals against him in the Champions League. Just put that in your brain.
That's nuts. That's crazy stats. This guy's a stats phenom. Everyone knows that. Obviously, one of the greatest to ever kick it. That's Champions League action summed up. Obviously, some more games around the grounds. I'll just touch quickly. Dortmund, Bayern, and Leipzig combined to score 14 goals against their opposition this week. Even though Bayern were down 1-0 in the first half, only came back in the second half to score 4 goals. Bayern just aren't clicking at the moment. Quick thoughts on that whole situation, guys.
Mickey Mouse
they were
League.
playing Grote fourth, which is I think the bottom of the table. They should have won that game by more goals than they did. I think Bayern Munich are kind of figuring things out. I'll reiterate what I said last week. Manuel Neuer is really critical to them. I think he sets everything up from the back. So without him, they're gonna feel it.
For the people at home, that just shows you the levels. For Osgood, they should have won the game by more goals. They won by 3 goals, by the way. Which is a pretty solid win for anyone.
They beat Grote fourth like 7-0, I think, early in the season or something.
No, I know, but that's why it's so funny. It's like the standard that people hold Bayern to, and the Bundesliga is hilarious. He goes,
it's Lewandowski. Anyway, the Bundesliga race is kind of tied up. Bayern running away with like the 56th one in 30 years.
Boring.
It's kind of boring at this point.
Probably the most boring league in the world.
They're actually considering changing the Bundesliga to a playoff league winner. I want to get your quick thoughts on that. I personally not a fan of that. The Pro League in Belgium does that already, and they have great success doing it. In my opinion, I feel like having a playoff for the winner of the league just completely takes away the relevance of the cup. And I know you have, the other teams in the lower divisions, competing in that, but just the whole knockout playoff style of that, I feel like there's no point in having a cup at that point.
Yeah, no, I think the league is fine, and even the NBA wants to implement more regular season things because they know that during the season, as long as you make it to the playoffs, it doesn't really matter. So I feel
that's to maximize profit. The NBA is huge on that, and I actually dislike that about the NBA. I think there's too many games.
That's that. But with the league, every game is important. I think it maximizes profit in terms of having the league instead of a playoff.
Do to stop Bayern from running away with it is to stop selling their best players every season and their best coaches and their coaches and then their coaches' moms and their dogs to Bayern every year, because then it's just not even fun at that point.
Okay, I guess I'll have the hot take on this one. Bring playoffs to the Bundesliga. That if any league needs playoffs, it's the Bundesliga.
If any league needs it, it's Bundesliga.
Badly.
I'm very pro playoffs in the Bundesliga, but I just think that's more fun for me personally. But at the same time, I agree with you guys. Like, if more fans are opposed to the playoffs, you have different measures you can implement to allow more equality in the league. Like, you can say, okay, let's put a market cap on how much sponsorship money certain clubs can have. That'll help Bayer Leverkusen and Dortmund and Frankfurt to maximize their potential versus Bayern Munich, because Bayern Munich runs away with any commercial stat or any possible financial possibility there is.
Yeah, maybe the fans in Germany feel different, but I'm just like, as an outsider, it's a league that I don't watch too much, only because I know what's going to happen. I know that Bayern's going to dominate these games. I think this would make it refreshing. I think it would add a whole new set of eyes. There's nothing like elimination football, like loser goes home, nothing like that. And I think it's kind of what even makes people like MLS. Like, some people like the MLS because of that. And the whole way that it would work is, first place, you have home field advantage the entire time in the playoffs. So if Bayern finishes first, they'd get that. Now, is it going to make some of the regular season games less competitive? Yeah, maybe. If Bayern's locked it up already, first place, boom. But then when you get to the playoffs, you never know.
Anyway, let's take it to France. After that, astounding last-minute Kylian Mbappe last gas goal against Real Madrid, they go ahead and PSG lose to Nantes. How do you pronounce this team? Nantes. Anyway, lose 3-1 at home, or was it away? I'm a little fuzzy on the.
It was
away. Still not acceptable. Fielding all their stars, Messi playing, Mbappe playing.
Ben, did you watch that game?
Yeah, that was actually a crazy game. PSG had so many chances, and they folded every single time.
Neymar with the missed penalty, safe penalty, actually.
Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, they all folded. They should have completely dominated that game, but credits to Nantes, like they scored and they capitalized on.
Maybe they were a little gassed after that, great performance against Real Madrid. Just a little tidbit: their goalkeeper was only the 13th person to ever get a 10 out of 10 rating from the magazine L'Équipe, which is like kind of cool.
Alban Lafont?
Little fact, yeah.
I love that kid.
I mean,
he had a lot of
credit
potential.
to him. He saved everything for them.
He went to Fiorentina for a bit.
Although
he couldn't cut it out there, but
that penalty by Neymar must have been the worst penalty in history.
Yeah, that was a very bad penalty.
No penalty.
That's a classic Neymar penalty. He usually does that, but he's
tired of Neymar.
In other news, bringing it back to the championship, interesting league, Mitrovic. You guys remember him in Fulham? He is
get out of here with the Serbian propaganda.
He has broken Ivan Toney's goal record of 32 goals in the championship.
Oh, the Pizza Hut League.
There are still 13 games left to play. So I don't know. Fulham is the biggest yo-yo club in the world at this point. They're just making bank, getting that Premier League fund.
You know what? You know what this made me feel?
Going down and going up and going down.
When we buy a team, we're gonna buy a team in that fucking league because I'm not letting a Serb hold that record. We're gonna buy a team in that league. We're gonna buy a nasty striker, and my entire goal. I don't care if we get relegated, fam. We're breaking that record. That 32 goal. We're breaking it. That's my goal. That's my new passion in life.
Against Serbians.
Believe me, they did a lot of genocide, bro.
He's an Albanian, that's why.
And the footy ball stuff talk on like a more, wholesome note. We all talk about decentralization and inequality within sports, and the U.S. women's national team has finally reached a settlement to demand equal pay as the men's team. So they're now finally reached a settlement with a $22 million payout.
Pay those ladies.
Much.
The men are in shambles.
Ladies. Men are in shambles. The women do it for the USA specifically. So
bro, if you're putting gold on the table. If you're putting gold on the table, I don't give a damn. Don't reward these bums that come out here losing to Haiti and Trinidad and Tobago and whoever the hell they can lose to. Put money in those women's pouches, baby. Get these ladies rich. They deserve it. Back-to-back champions. The GOATs. The GOATs.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, you a women's soccer GOATs. It's cool to just
1000%. My only issue is like the U.S. Soccer Federation should have come to this realization earlier when the women have been winning World Cups. Like it shouldn't have taken a lawsuit for them to come to this realization.
Dude, especially when sponsorship wise, they're generating, if not more money,
a lot
than
of
the US
money
men's
for them.
national team. It doesn't make any sense how they would not be paid the same.
Yes, bro. The U.S. Soccer Federation, half of their money's probably from the women's, like easily.
Yeah. Well,
don't they even put the stars on their jersey when the women win, or no? Do they do that?
Yeah, the U.S. have 4.
They have like 5 or 4.
Get these bozos out of here, man. Pay these women if you're gonna take their stars, bro.
I was thinking of getting the women's jerseys just so I can have the stars.
Just you got a U.S. stars.
I'd rock an Alex Morgan jersey. 100%.
Alex Morgan, we love you. Congratulations again to the U.S. women's national team. Anyway, that sums up all our talks for ball stuff. It was a pretty good debate here and there. We got more games coming next week and the week after, and then the week after that. God, I love the sport. It's fantastic. Let's sum it up with some Civitas updates and take it away.
Like we said, baby, keep your eyes on the Discord. Keep your eyes on the Discord for the FIFA tournament. Keep your eyes on the Discord for the predictions. The predictions are going to be crazy for the Champions League. And just news in general. Twitter, we got the blogs that are going to be going up. I'm sure Faraz is cooking something up. You working on a little something, Faraz?
Yeah, brother. I've been preaching about my Derby County blog. It'll be up by this weekend. Trust me.
This guy's been talking about this blog for 9 years, bro.
It'll be a good one.
Yeah.
And lastly,
I gotta put a lot of analysis in.
This is gonna be like the new Odyssey of blogs. Like this is gonna be like a thriller, like the longest blog ever written. It's gonna be crazy.
Shout out.
Ben, what's going on, baby? Talk to the people.
Lastly, I just want to point out that we want to note that this is a very, very big opportunity for those that are listening to this that are passionate about the game to get involved at the very, very early stages. So if that's you listening to this out there, definitely reach out to us, find ways you can contribute, and you will be rewarded greatly for it. So
I'll tell you one way you can contribute right now. If you're talented at editing videos, making TikToks, anything like that, we'd love to have somebody even working on the podcast. We send you the clip after, you chop it up, make it funny, make it dope. We'd love a high level editor too. Not that the boys aren't killing it right now, but we'd love to get some other people in the community involved.
Stop it.
And earlier in the episode, I mentioned if you have any questions, how to reach out to us. One of the easiest ways is just contact@civitasfc.com. That's contact@civitasfc.com. That's our email.
Or DM us.
Reach
Or-
out,
or
DM us
message
on
in
our
the-
socials. We have a Facebook account. We have an Instagram account. We have a Twitter account.
We have a
Message in
Facebook
the-
fan?
Yeah, I made a Facebook.
I didn't even know we had a Facebook.
We're on
Oh my
Facebook.
God.
We're gonna get them. We're gonna get them older ladies, the older white ladies on Facebook.
Oh, hey, ladies.
Civitas
Oh,
lovers.
hello,
Anyway,
ladies.
but also just if you have a question, message in the Discord, in the footy chat, anywhere. We're always looking at the Discord.
Yes,
It's
sir.
very easy also to answer questions.
Also, we got all our handles literally on the stream, so just
literally. So
shoot a DM
Yeah,
to
exactly.
Mr. Rocky Bobby or Mr. Faraz, Mr. Joel, Mr. Ben. Come on,
anyway, that's all
Of
for
course.
me, guys.
we don't
It's been a
bite.
good episode. Episode 7. Fuck yeah.
Episode 7's been
stuff.
nice, baby. UCL makes it next level.
Yes, sir. Till next week, boys.
Signing off.
Das Vidania,